So Brian, you were down at the Amex Stadium yesterday watching Liverpool's 1-0 win against Brighton. They've reopened their 7-point lead at the top. Does that victory, was there a sense during that game that they've put the disappointments of the past 10 days behind them?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think Klopp got too upset about the cup defeat. I mean, if he was really interested, he wouldn't have selected the team he selected. And, within 5 minutes to start the game, he's a 16-year-old Hiver playing centre half. He's a 17-year-old playing right back, and an 18-year-old in the middle of the field. And the team was a weak team by Liverpool standards. Also, it was probably an indication that the squad depth isn't as good as what Manchester City are able to do in a similar situation when they put out a weakened team, are able to win 7-0 and 9-0 in 2 cup games. So, but from Liverpool's point of view, it was a match that they needed to win. Some people thought that a draw wouldn't be too bad for them, but I felt that. But I think in the circumstances where you feel Manchester City in particular are going to go off on another long spate of winning games, I think it was important they won the game. They scrapped it out. Wasn't a very, I think, Klopp described it wasn't a Harlem Globetrotters job by any means. It wasn't spectacular, but that was down to Brighton's performance, brilliantly organised.
It was never going to be a Harlem Globetrotters away against Brighton.
No, because Brighton were beaten 5-1 by Liverpool last season at home, and they were beaten 4-0 by Liverpool in the last game of the season last year, which, obviously they have come on since that. The players understand the challenges of the Premier League even more. They're better structured in terms of protecting their own goal than they were last year. And it was a brilliant performance in many ways defensively yesterday by Brighton and how they managed to stifle Liverpool's attacking play. They had very, very few chances.
Yeah, what did they do?
Well, they played, the system was a 4-3-3. But the two wide players, Solly Marsh and Locadia, were immediately in defensive positions when they lost the ball. Glenn Murray was also dropping back into his own half. So Liverpool were in a situation where they were facing 11 players in deep positions with a very compact structure. The distances between them were almost impossible to break through them with sliding passes into the front man. Firmino got very little of the ball. Mane got very little of the ball. Salah had very little ball. Their out was often Robertson until Marsh got over to him and forced them to play it back into the centre halves. So they just struggled to get their combination of fast play going. There wasn't space in behind Duncan Duffy to play it over the top to get Salah on the run. They were sitting quite close to their own penalty area. But in possession, Brighton didn't do as good as well as they could have, I thought, with the ball. But then a moment of magic by Salah to win the penalty. Just before that, just early in the second half, he had one run in over the top where the fullback Montoya was caught out of possession. He got in on the left-hand side, got a shot away from a narrow angle, Button saved, and that was a sign of a little bit of development for him. And then he came up with that beautiful bit of skill where he dragged Pascal Gross into making a silly foul. And I spoke to Chris Houghton after match, and he was so annoyed about what happened. I mean, he's saying to me, I said I could see Dunk was coming to close down the angle before Salah got a shot away. He said, yeah, but Bong was there as well. There was no need for him to make the challenge. But he said, Brian, he lacks a bit of pace and the cleverness of the defensive. But you think last year he was the main goal creator. He scored 7 goals, but he was also the main goal creator for them. This year, when they're playing those teams, he's back he's level in the midfield with Stevens and whoever plays in the middle with him. Sometimes it's Kyle. So yesterday's Proper, but they're almost in a level 3.
Right.
So
it's not really his game.
Not really, but he did a very good job for most of the game. Yes, but that was the critical moment, and then Salah gets up. It was a clear penalty and bangs her into the net. So big win for Liverpool.